All right, now it's time to use the backend, the remote backend S3 bucket that we created previously. Now here, let's create a new folder and let's name it backend or whatever. Inside it, let's create a new file and let's name it main.tf. Okay, now here, the provider, as we learned previously, AWS, and then we will use the region equal US East-1, anything. Now access key equal and the secret key equal. By the way, we already mentioned that this is not a best practice to put the secret key and access key in the code. We already talked about over and over, okay? Actually, it's better to have them as environment variable or you have them as a parameter store using the AWS SSM, okay? Like the following. Okay, now let's have a resource, and this resource will be AWS VPC. Let's name it test, for example, for now, anything. And here, let's give it a CIDR block. So CIDR underscore block equal 10.0.0.0/16. Okay, as simple as that. Okay, now we are just creating a simple VPC, okay, with this CIDR block. Nothing, no big deal. Okay, now actually this is not, we didn't use the terraform state file yet, the backend or the remote backend yet. Now actually it's better to have a separate file, and let's name it backend. Okay, and here inside it, okay, but this must be inside the backend directory or folder. Okay, so we have backend.tf and we have main.tf. Okay, now the backend.tf here is what and how to use the remote backend. So to do that, we will use the terraform. Okay, so terraform block. Okay, now actually this is used to configure terraform for you, the version, the backend, and whatever. A lot of things actually. You can read the documentation for more information. But for now, what we will use terraform for is the backend. Okay, and the backend we will use S3. And by the way, this is a reserved word from the Terraform documentation. I got it from the Terraform documentation. And actually it has another backend or remote backends, by the way. But this is one of them, which is the S3. Well, obviously, because we are using AWS, it's better to have it on S3. Here we will use the key attribute, and here we will put terraform/tf state file. Okay, this is the terraform state file, by the way, and then we will choose the bucket, okay, that we wanted, and we will put the name of the bucket, which is in my case terraform. Let's have a look. Actually, this one, terraform file scores, anything, okay, that I have created on S3. Then we can choose the region, the access key, and the secret key, put them here. So I think we are ready now. Now let's have terraform init. But before that, let's go to the backend actually and terraform init. So you can see that it will give me this thing. Okay, so what is the region? Because we here inside the backend we didn't provide any region, so that's why. Actually, it's good, or actually it's important to put them there. So just I want to show you. Yeah, like this. Then let's terraform init again. Now let's wait a little bit. So you can see that it is successfully configured the backend S3. Terraform will automatically use this bucket unless the backend configuration changes. So which means that the TF state file, it will not be locally. It will be on the S3. So actually, if I go to the bucket that we have created, you can see currently I don't have any objects. Objects mean files, okay? So nothing here yet. So let's wait a little bit until the initialization complete. Okay, now you can see it has been initialized successfully. Now let's put terraform apply to create the VPC. Now let's put yes. As you can see, we are going to create a VPC, one resource, okay, to add. Now let's start creating the VPC. Now actually, if you notice, it has been created successfully. So if I go to the bucket and refresh it again, you can see that it has this file, all right, or with this folder. Now inside it, you can see it has the TF state file. So if I open it actually, and if I open it like this, you can see it contains the JSON file, now let's have a raw file. Actually, it has the JSON file, which is the state file as the following, all right? Which means that this is our Terraform state file, as expected. Now, before that, let's delete it. So actually, Terraform destroy, like this, and it puts yes. So this will destroy and delete the VPC that we have created. So if I return back here, or actually, let's have this another. Okay, now if I return to the TF state file, if I refresh, yeah, it has been updated. Now let's open it again, and let's open. Now you can see that it doesn't have any value. Now this is the previous value, as you can see. This is the new value. So the resources, there are no resources at all because we have destroyed it. But here it has this one resource, which is the VPC that we have created with this cider block, as you can see. Okay, I think it is the size of the font is too small. Yeah, I think this is better. So you can see that here is one resource. And here, after we destroyed the TF state file or destroyed our infrastructure using the Terraform destroy, you can see that there are no resources at all, which means it is working.